B final of the women's 200 backstroke. They are racing for positions through 9 and 16 in the distance. 4 lengths of the pool, and they will start from the water, the women's 200 back, and they have special starting area for the backstrokers that's relatively new.
If you watch when they jump in the water, all right, they come back up, and when they get up to the top, you'll see some straps hanging down from the block, and these athletes have a small little ledge now that they're allowed to launch themselves off of, and that's a brand new thing this year in world swimming.
4 lengths of the pool, the consolation final of the women's 200-meter backstroke. And they have to come up surface before that rope.
Wow, that was real close. Lane number 5, Colorado from Colombia. It looked to me like her head surfaced at about 15.5 meters. And the rule's 15 meters. They've got 2 judges sitting right there. It's going to be interesting to see. They might give her the benefit of the doubt, but it was very, very close to 15 meters, which is the illegal distance to be underwater. You cannot exceed 15 meters.
I don't think they'd be that forgiving if there were medals at stake, but this is the consolation final for the women in the 200 back. Colorado with the lead with less than 140 meters to go.
Well, and you can see how well she swims underwater when she does that dolphin kick. The dolphin kick underwater in backstroke was started back in 1988. Fall of 1987, actually, by an American Burkhoff and the Japanese swimmer at the same time, and it revolutionized swimming. Not just backstroke, but all the sports started doing it shortly after that, because you're actually, believe it or not, faster underwater than you are on the top of the water. There's more resistance, so the backstrokers now like to use it underwater, so they had to put a limit of 15 meters. Watch her underwater. Look at this beautiful kick she's got, moving forward, but she's got to come up by 15 meters. Is she up? Now this time she's up, no problem. You can see that rope that goes across for them to judge.
Well, I'm not sure she was up before the rope at the start of this race, but she has a big lead right now. 3.5, 4-length body lead on the rest of the field. And this is the women's 200-meter backstroke consolation final. Colorado heading for the wall, where she'll touch, turn over, and have less than 50 meters to go.
Another good shot of her underwater kicking. Look at that. Now this takes a little bit of extra zip out of you when you're doing that underwater kicking. You've got to hold your breath longer. Obviously your oxygen debt and your legs hurt a little bit more, so she's got to practice that a lot to make sure it doesn't hurt. But this is a great swim for Colorado here. She did win the gold medal at the South American Games, so she has experience in this event.
A great battle for second place in this one, but nobody is going to touch Colorado. McKenna de Beaver of Peru, but Estela Davis of Mexico is making a big move, but it's going to be Colorado of Colombia who touches first. Davis is second, and de Beaver is third in the consolation final of the women's 200-meter backstroke. And the time for Colorado, and we'll have to wait and see if this is official, 2:14.87 for Davis, 2:16.61, and for de Beaver, 2:16 plus.
They just announced that they are official, so I guess maybe a small benefit of the doubt, maybe my angle, I couldn't quite tell, but boy, she was close to that disqualification mark. And I have seen it called in international competition. Watch the swimmers now. The backstrokers, there is a flag 5 meters from the end, and the whole reason it's there so the backstrokers don't have to go gaping and looking for the wall. They know exactly where they are, and they can just turn over and do a turn. And that's the finish, right to the wall. Easily out in front, almost 2 seconds faster than she did in qualifying in the morning preliminaries. So had that race been in the morning preliminaries, she would have been real close to making the top 8. All the way to the wall, struggling a little at the end. You could see her shoulder and head moving around a lot. That's because her legs are starting to give out. She didn't quite have the energy at the end that she had in the beginning, but still a lot better than the morning preliminaries. She'll be pleased with that.
Carolina, Colorado.